Hey folks, it's Matt once again. Welcome back to another review for the mini Jet Li marathon, at least of his American films. And this one is the one. I think it came out around November of 2001. Originally, The Rock, Dwayne Johnson was going to star in this, but he decided to do the Scorpion King instead. Because that would come out around April or May of 2002. So, a few months after this. What do you guys think? Do you think you should have done Scorpion King still, or should have done a sci-fi movie like this? Be curious to hear what people's thoughts are. I had fun with this movie. It's a very short film. It's only an hour and 20 some minutes. I thought the director did a decent job, James Wong. Now, this is not the James Wong. Let me pick up. This is not the James Wong of who did The Conjuring, Insidious, the first Saw, the upcoming Aquaman. That's James Wong with W-A-N. This is James Wong with W-O-N-G, who did Final Destination 1 and 3, and he worked with Glenn Morgan on many episodes of The X-Files. He directed this. I thought he did a decent enough job. It went at a fast pace. I think there's some fun action set pieces. There's some fun ideas. The mano-a-mano fight between good and evil Jet Li, I think that's an entertaining fight. There's some cool ideas when the evil Jet Li picks up these two motorcycles and slams it on this cop. The premise is kind of fun, where evil Jet Li used to work with this police force that would monitor other dimensions. Kind of like Time Cop, but instead of time, it's other dimensions. And at one point, he had killed a double of himself on another universe in self-defense, but he gained some of that guy's power, life energy, his force. So the evil Jet Li is going from parallel universe to universe, killing his own double, so he can get more power, be faster, stronger. Now, there's one more Jet Li, which is our main hero. Delroy Lindo, who is in Romeo Must Die with Jet Li, as well as Jason Statham, a young Jason Statham with hair. I mean, he's got hair, but there's more hair. I'm like, it was interesting seeing a young Jason Statham. I mean, back then, when I saw this in 2001 on DVD, well, probably 2002 when the DVD came out, I didn't know who Jason Statham was. Now looking back and all the stuff he's done, it's pretty fun. There are two cops trying to chase the evil Jet Li down before he kills the good Jet Li. And evil Jet Li thinks if he kills this last one, he'll be a god. Delroy Lindo and Jason Statham feel that if this happens, it will destroy the universe. It'll explode or implode, or they're not quite sure. Of course, if you think about it, the premise itself, even in a sci-fi term, does not make any sense, because it says there's 120 some parallel universes, at least with Jet Li or whoever. Number one, that means sooner or later every single person would be the one, because there's always going to be a last one. There's going to be a last one that stands out and lasts the longest. I mean, in 50 years, maybe half of them are dead. So you got like 60 of them. Then another 20 years, 40 of them will die. And then, so no matter what, after a span of time, there will always be a last one, which means the universe will explode or implode based on your logic. And if people go, well, no, you have to kill the double in their dimension, that's not true. That's not true too, because the good Jet Li, he's also more powerful. He's also faster. He's also stronger. He just he doesn't understand. He doesn't know what's going on. He talks to his wife, played by Carla Gugino. And even she knows when people get older, they get, they get older. They don't get faster and stronger. And then later on, the good Jet Li finds out why this is happening. But that guy's never been in other dimensions. He's never killed any doubles. But even Jason Statham says a line of dialogue, when he kills one of you, the energy divides amongst the survivors. And if there's only one final one, again, evil Jet Li thinks he'll be a god. Other people feel the whole entire universe will die. So again, that means there will always be a final one because someone's going to last longer when you only have that set amount of universes. And so the premise you set up, I don't think the writers thought it through that far. They just went, it seems kind of fun. Don't think about it too much. So if you don't think about it too much, you can have some fun with it. I just had to mention because I'm like, wait a minute, what? Even at the end of the film, they put the evil Jet Li in a prison colony where literally 1,000 people are going up this mountain trying to kill him. And I'm like, well, wait a minute. Your idea is he can't die. That's why you told good Jet Li not to kill him. And again, it's not just if they're within the same universe. The evil Jet Li was killing people throughout different dimensions, but the good Jet Li was still getting power because it splits among survivors. So I guess you don't care if he's going to die when these 1,000 people are trying to kill him, or when you lock him up in a padded cell by himself with no one to try to kill him. So James Wong, Glenn Morgan, they didn't really think the premise through that much. They really didn't. But if you could disregard it, which I did, I took that out of my brain, put it in a package, sent it in the mail. I just had fun. It's a dumb movie, but it was fun. It was fast paced. I like Jason Statham. I, his voice reminded me of someone. I couldn't picture the actor's name. It was almost as if Jason Statham was doing an impression of someone. Not John Wayne, but some of that. I don't know. It just has certain line delivery he was doing, but it wasn't a bad thing. I had fun with it. Of the two cops, he's sort of the hotshot young cop, and Delroy Lindo is the more seasoned cop. And then Jason Statham ends up helping good Jet Li against bad Jet Li. Not in fighting. This is before Jason Statham became, martial arts fighter or action star. This is more of a supporting character. Maybe once in a while firing a gun or helping out with devices or something. But it's cool to see a young Jason Statham. Jet Li, as the evil Jet Li, he was trying a little bit hard in his voice, trying to be tough, and it's kind of hard to... I mean, Jet Li, I think, is most intimidating when he's not talking. Lethal Weapon 4, for example, I will say Jet Li doesn't really say much, and just more of his moves and what he can do to you, martial arts wise. I felt he was more natural as the good guy, because he generally seems like a nice guy. When you watch interviews, he seems like a generally good guy. So it seemed like the good persona was more natural for him. But I mean, after handled the evil Jet Li, it was just a fun concept. I liked the fight at the end. Good Jet Li versus bad Jet Li. Thought it was interesting how they made that work. It's a 2001 film, so some of the CGI does not hold up the best. There's certain face replacement. Obviously, when they're both in the same frame, you have Jet Li, and then you have a face replaced on this actor to be Jet Li. And some of that looks a bit wonky. The biggest scene I think of is when the good Jet Li is in an MRI machine, and the evil Jet Li's over here with a gun. And the guy standing carrying the gun is the real Jet Li. The guy in the hospital gown is the fake Jet Li, and he jumps up and does this double kick to push the evil Jet Li back. You just see the face on there, and it looks like clay. Like I said, Jet Li is that clay face from Batman. I mean, like that. You watch that. It also doesn't help that, of course, nowadays you'll have a 40-inch TV, and whether you put your DVD or your Blu-ray player, and It's much more clear. I'm like, holy shit, it's Clayface. No, that's their face replacement for Jet. So, also, they do some bullet time. Of course, because The Matrix came out in '99, so a lot of movies started doing bullet time. Although I can easily say I like this more than something a la Bulletproof Monk, which I hated. I did definitely have more fun with this. But I have fun with it, even though the effects is not 100%. What's the right word I'm thinking of? Believable. It's it has I had a fun charm to it for the concept. For example, when Jet gets these two motorcycles and lifts them up and slams them on the guy. You tell that the motorcycles are CGI. They're not quite photorealistic, but I have fun with it. Or a fun scene when at the beginning of the film to set it up, it shows a jail cell. You know something's up about this world because it says on TV President Al Gore. And in this universe, it's a Jet Li is an outlaw who's getting out of jail, but he gets killed via transfer by our main bad guy, Jet Li. And shoots the guy in the face, but it's PG-13. I think that's another thing. I think it would have been better if this was rated R. I mean, it's rated PG-13, but I just would have preferred it's rated R. It's not my biggest problem with it. It really isn't. It's just, I think it would have been more interesting as an R-rated film. But it's a scene where the cops in SWAT type gear go against evil Jet Li, and he hits a guy, and the guy like flies back in slow mo, but Jet Li can move because he's much faster than them. And he hits this guy, and he flies back slow, and he hits this guy, and this guy flies back slow, and it kind of looks cool, and I love the concept. Because again, he's defying gravity, and it makes sense because all this power he's gained, he's faster, he's stronger, so he can make these guys fly as if they were paper clips, and he's going to be faster, so as he's moving faster, they look like they're in slow-mo. So I like the concept, and for 2001, it looks great, but when you look back on it, it looks a little bit, I don't want to say hokey, but it's, you can tell it's off. But I have fun with it because of the charm of the idea. I like the concept of it. So granted, they look a little bit cartoony. And the soundtrack, that's where you had Drowning Pool. Let the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the floor. Drowning Pool, Bodies, that's one of those songs. I remember when I first heard that song, it was the trailer to Jason X. And I'm like, oh, this cool song. Then you would hear that song all the fucking time. To the point I got tired of it. And then the decade went by. They put in some TV spot for Rambo 4 for some reason. I mean, obviously because the bodies hit the floor. That's why. But I'm like, this is a song I haven't heard in like 10 years. And I'm like, okay. But I like the song. So it does take me back, as I remember hearing that song all the time when this movie came out. I saw this when it came out on DVD in 2002. It also has songs from, I think, Saliva? No, Papa Roach. I know Drowning Pool, Papa Roach, and I forget who the other band is. I know another song is Sinner, which you hear once during the movie and then the end credits. Which, I mean, at least it's not rap music again, like a lot of other Jet Li movies, at least in America. But, I mean, that scene was fun. Him blasting all the cops and then flying back in slow-mo. That was a bit of fun. And he's running from the cops. He can run faster than cars. And he leaping jump to avoid this car crash. But Delroy Lindo, Jason Statham grab the evil Jet Li and transport him back. They dematerialize and then materialize back into their own dimension. Again, the effects don't hold up 100%, but it was not the biggest budget, and they're trying to do a lot with, what was it, a $30 million budget? I can't remember. I remember it not being that huge of a budget of a movie. It wasn't that huge of a film. But either way, they did the best they could. So I could give it some slack with that. It's just, if you watch it nowadays, you're like, yeah, that looks a little bit cartoony. It's like, yeah, I can't really deny that. I can't deny that at all. If you wonder what I'm typing, I want to search up the budget for this. Yeah, November 2nd, 2001 is when this came out. It says it has a budget of $30 million, and it made $43 million in the US, and then a total of $72 million worldwide. So I don't know if that is a hit, because as for songs, yeah, Drowning Pool, Body Sinner, Disturbed, Down with the Sickness, that's why. That's right. Papa Roach, Blood Brothers, Last Resort, Linkin Park, Paper Cut. I don't remember that in the movie. But yeah, I remember Drowning Pool, Disturbed, that was the other one I was thinking of, Papa Roach. So yeah, I don't know if it was really a hit, because when you cost $30 million, you only made $43 million US, and then a little bit more in foreign. I don't know if that was a hit or not. So Evil Jet Li is about ready to get brought back to. He's put into the prison colony, but his girlfriend of that dimension, Carla Gugino, who in the good Jet Li's dimension is his wife, here is his sultry. Imagine Jessica Rabbit. She's dressed exactly like Jessica Rabbit. And as she has his mouse, with looks like a pair of balls on it, as big as a horse, and is in a bomb, and blows the place up so Bad Jet Li can jump up and slow-mo shoot another guy, get out of there, go to the last dimension he needs to go to. And then I did like this where then it cuts to a scene that mirrors the first scene in the movie. The same kind of camera pan. I'm on a jail cell looking at a TV, only this it says President Bush. This is when W was in office. And this, you have a prisoner, and Jet Li's the cop. He's not the prisoner like we saw at the beginning of the film. In this dimension, he's the cop. And he's a good guy. He's even telling the guy and saying, hey, it'll be okay. And very genuinely nice guy, his character. And he senses something's wrong and shoots everything. Shoots the air vents that the Bad Jet Li are in. Bad Jet Li goes after him. And then one of my nitpicks is the first dimension. He immediately shoots his version right in the face. This is amongst a group of cops, and there's like a visor on him. First shot, boom, right in the face. Here, he has the good Jet Li by himself, and for some reason, the evil Jet Li decides to shoot him right in the chest. And then he's going to shoot him a second time. And I'm thinking, the first time I'm on a group of heavily armed officers, and he was wearing a visor, a helmet, you shot him in the face, first bullet. Here, you could tell he's got armor on, and you used to be a cop yourself, so you know what kind of stuff that is, even amongst dimensions. And your first shot is to the chest. It's just one of those stupid things that I'm like, that's bullshit. You would just He would have shot him, the movie would have been over. I just wish they would have done that better. I think that's bad script writing, lazy script writing. Again, you just establish Here's a crack shot from a tight air vent to shoot the guy in the face. First shot. Here he's point blank, right in front of him, says to shoot him in the chest, and then he's getting ready to fire a second bullet, and then Delroy Lindo and Jason Statham get there to drive him away. It just, again, lazy script writing. Even for a sci-fi action film, you didn't have good script writing. Hell, Demolition Man, for example. I think that's good script writing in a classic movie. He gets to the hospital, the good Jet Li meets with his wife, gets an MRI scan to see if he's doing all right. This doctor is a total bitch. Like, they hug, and she's like, oh, for crying out loud, you did MRI scan, not surgery. I'm like, bitch, I'm about to pistol whip the shit out of you if you don't shut the fuck up. That's what, if Jet Li had said that, uh, I would give him even more props. But it's like, I'm going to pistol whip the shit out of you, lady. I'm going to put this gun up your tight snatch until you start loosening up. Okay? And then when it pulls out and a bunch of fucking dust comes out, I'm going to take it, I'm going to sneeze it in your face. I know, a bit too graphic, but fuck it, the bitch was a bitch. MRI bitch. I wish the evil Jet Li shot her in the face, but that doesn't happen. But the evil Jet Li does get there, as do Delroy Lindo and Jason Statham, who stopped the evil Jet Li after the good Jet Li does that kick, and it's very awkward, like clay face. I'm like, well, why isn't that the real Jet Li? I mean, that's center of the camera, and we're going to see him doing a kid. Why can't that be the real Jet Li? And the guy who's like off to the side here, have that be your CGI enhanced face? Who you'd even have the gun right here to help cover it. It's just logistically speaking, I don't know why they didn't do it the other way. But the evil Jet Li, he dodges a bullet, he blocks one with his gun, and he escapes. The good Jet Li comes out. These cops who are his friends, they want to restrain him. He's like, no, that's not me. I'm the one that he was shooting at. And he able to handcuff them to each other. One has a shotgun on him. He's able to bend the shotgun, and it flies and attaches itself right into the soda machine. So it shows how much stronger he's becoming as well. Statham finds the good Jet Li, and again, he explains them every time he kills one of you, the injury divides among the survivors. And Delroy Lindo tries to take out the evil Jet Li, but it doesn't work out, and he dies. And then to put after that, that's where he takes these two motorcycles and kills one cop, fucks him up. And before that, these two guys, the cops on motorcycles, he jumps up and, well, first he hits them, so they fly off, and then while they're flying off, he jumps up and kicks them both. And again, it looks a bit cartoony watching nowadays, but I like the idea behind it. And the good Jet Li's trying to get to his house, and the evil Jet Li kills his wife. And I thought good Jet Li did a decent enough job in that reaction. Statham picks him up, tosses him in the gas station. They go to this place where a bunch of pipes and steam are at. The evil Jet Li throws this type of grenade, and an explosion happens which separates Statham and Jet Li. And that's where you get the big fight at the end, which I thought was a very fun fight. I mean, it was a superhero fight with Jet Li. It was a comic book film fight, and that was a lot of fun. And I like the idea that they have two different fighting styles. The evil Jet Li is more in a straight line. I thought that was a really cool idea, while the good Jet Li is more in a circle. I thought that was a cool counterbalance between the two. And it made sense character-wise. Like evil Jet Li going forward, not giving a shit, while the good Jet Li is trying to be more mellow, trying to be more open, trying to be more free with which way to go. And the good Jet Li even gets the axe and does not kill him, does the right thing. They both get back. They send the evil Jet Li to the prison colony, prison dimension, however you want to call it, and then the good Jet Li, they want to send him back to his world, and even Jason Statham's going, well, wait a minute, he's wanted for murder. It must be done. We gotta keep the balance. So Jason Statham does the right thing, but he enters it so he puts him in a good dimension. It looks like the Back to the Future Part 2 future with how colorful and how people's clothes are at. It does look like the future for Back to the Future Part 2 or Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey. So it's much more colorful, nice. He's in a city. It's like the cleanest city ever. And he meets that version's Carla Gugino. So his second chance at his love. So I thought that was really nice. And then in the prison dimension, again, I'm thinking, well, wait a minute. You want to keep this guy alive? Why don't you have him in a padded cell so he doesn't die, and then the Judge Gently becomes the one and kills the universe? But guess they're not really thinking straight. So, but I mean, I like the concept of, the Jet Li saying, I'm you law, I'm nobody's bitch, you are mine. I just never thought Jet Li would say something like that, but that was fun. And it's playing sort of Teen of the Mountain, where all these people are going up. He's just kicking people's ass as the camera pulls out and shows there's like 1,000 people coming after him. Which again, I mean, defeats the purpose of their premise, but it's a fun shot. And I know I've been complaining a bit about the movie, and people may go, well, are you sure you like the film? I do like the film because it's harmless, fast-paced, entertainment, time waster. I like the ideas, the sort of premise of it, even though, again, if you think about it for a bit, it doesn't really make a lot of sense. But despite it not making a lot of sense, I thought it was still a fun premise. I liked the fight between good Jet Li and evil Jet Li. I thought that was an entertaining fight. The supporting cast, I like Jason Statham, Delroy Lindo, Carla Gugino. The soundtrack, I like that kind of music. I like Disturbed, Down with the Sickness. Although they could cut out the part where there's a part of the song where the guy goes, ah, 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 hoo, ha, ah, 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 hoo, ha. If you hear Down with the Sickness, you know what I'm talking about with Disturbed. Because that part doesn't fit well. I think it's during the scene where the evil Jet Li escapes custody of prison when the Carla Gugino dressed like Jessica Rabbit makes the mouse explode. You could just have the song. If you're not into that music, you're not going to be into it, but I don't mind that music. The visuals, again, it's not... It looks a little bit cartoony nowadays, but at the same time, I knew this was back in 2001, so it's not like it came out this year or 2 years ago. I mean, 2001. Jesus. 16 years ago? 2001 to 2011, that's 10 years. Add another 6. 2017, wow. So, I mean, 16 years ago. Either way, I still have some fun, even though it's a little bit cartoony. I do wish some of it was... It'd be nice if... See, that's something I wish they would do with special effects, where when George Lucas did those Star Wars films, I'm thinking, why are you fixing stuff that doesn't need fixed? Why you do it for films like this? Like, okay, the CGI doesn't hold up well. Now you can. You do that face thing. Look what they did with Robert Downey Jr. and Captain America Civil War. You could easily do that with Jet Li's scenes in this. Especially when it's not even him supposed to be younger, it's just another version of it. Someone may ask, is this a film that should get a remake? I don't know. I'm just tired of remakes in general, so I can't really say that. I think the problem is the effects don't hold up the best, despite all the shit I just said. The writing, Glenn Moore and James Wong should have taken a few more thoughts into the script, but it was a fast-paced, entertaining. It was entertaining because I like Jet Li, I like Jason Statham, I like seeing sort of a superhero version of Jet Li. I haven't seen Black Mask in forever, but I think that one he's dubbed. Like the English dub, that's the one that has all the gore. And if you watch, I don't know. I don't know all the logistics on Black Mask. It was kind of fun seeing Jet Li in a Hollywood sci-fi movie. And the concept, good Jet Li versus evil Jet Li, is a premise that gives me a smile. I'm like, that seems like a fun idea. And it didn't take long for it to get going. And there's a lot of fun concepts. And when the action scenes happened, they were not shoddy. They were not bad, quick, fast cuts and horrible shaky cam like you see nowadays. I think the fight between the two is definitely the standout of the movie. I think the director did a decent enough job making the flick. So, yeah, overall, I liked the one. It has its problems. It's not my favorite Jet Li film. My favorite is still Kiss of the Dragon and then Unleashed and Fist of Legend and such, but I do like the one. It's a fun movie. Thanks for watching. Take care, and we'll see you later. Bye-bye.